as is Matej Mohorič. Pascal Ackermann is sitting there in fourth wheel. Mads Pedersen has made the junction. There's one rider from Unibet, one rider from Cofidis, but it's meant that Decathlon Étoile Mondiale with their leader Sam Bennett, and if Bennett doesn't get over that final climb, they need to make sure that Dorian Gordon is still there. And on this camera angle, you can see here how many riders have had a little bit of difficulty on the descent. Such a long line of riders behind. They're putting everything in here to try and just close the junction. Look at the way that Lidl-Trek are throwing everything into this for Mads Pedersen, because they know this is the climb where they can try and drop Sam Bennett. Well, that was a bit of a nifty move. Pedersen goes. Pedersen wants to try and use this part of the climb to his advantage. He knows that everybody right now is really going through a tough time, and this is because Lidl-Trek have really put the pressure on this climb. One rider from EF Education Easy Post bridges across, makes light work of that one, and that looks like it's Alexander Jefferson Cepeda. This is no doubt a very, very hard effort, and you can see just from the facial expressions here how difficult this is. There is Cepeda, top climber from Ecuador of EF Education Easy Post there in that pink jersey. Pedersen's doing all of the work up this climb. Around 500 meters to go until they get to the top of the climb itself, and now Kubish is really starting to struggle with his pace. If he can just stay within the wheels, you can just see here, it starts to plateau. Pedersen is making sure that he makes each and every meter count on this climb. Cepeda comes across over the top, takes a little look over his left-hand shoulder just to assess the damage and what's going on. Meanwhile, the peloton, they're going to come across the top 30 seconds in arrears. He goes over the top, makes an acceleration, and the first part of this descent is quite technical. Total, you've got 4 hairpins as we head towards Vitrolles in Luberon. 25 kilometers to go. 6 riders chasing the leading trio. Mads Pedersen, who's the defending champion of this race, and look at the way that he attacks each and every corner. Wonderful descent, really, when you take a look at this helicopter shot. Excellent road surface. For some riders, they really know these roads well. That from Mads Pedersen. Come on, man, if you don't want to win, or do you not want to win? No one really wanting to work with Mads Pedersen here. They know he's the fastest rider. This group behind, well, they're working very well, and right now this is working into the favour of Bahrain Victorious because they've got 2 riders who are well placed. The problem is within this group, they've got Tom Screenge, number 2 there, who you can see for Lidl-Trek in the yellow, red and blue jersey. He's certainly going to try and cause some disruption here in the chase for Mads Pedersen. But there's a good shot because you can just see in the background the very reduced peloton who are just coming out of the trees along the road. He doesn't want to make it easy for this chasing group to come across, and he knows that there's bonus seconds coming up. Well, he goes through, Pedersen makes light work of that. He takes the 5 points and the 3 bonus seconds. This man knows a thing or two about winning, as does the man who has latched onto his back wheel, Matej Mohorič. He's a master at breakaways. He's got 25 victories, including stages in all 3 Grand Tours. And for Bahrain Victorious, well, they had to really reassess their plan. They came in trying to win the general classification with Govacar. Well, right now, the fact that Bahrain Victorious and Lidl-Trek have both got a rider who are in the front, this is really starting to disrupt the chase here. And the longer that chasing group take to get themselves organised, it's really going to go into the favour of these 2, Pedersen and Mohorič. They've currently got 14 seconds over the chasing 7. The peloton, who are at 50 seconds currently. Master of efficiency, Matej Mohorič, freewheeling where possible, saving energy as much as possible. He knows exactly how to finesse the bike, where he can try and get himself as low as possible, make himself as aerodynamic as possible. this is all going to come back together. We were being shown 43 seconds, but it wasn't the case, because now the 7 who were chasing Pedersen and Mohorič are going to be swept up by the peloton that's currently being led by Dool, the team pursuit. Virtual leader in the general classification right now is Mads Pedersen, looking set to try and defend his title that he won 1 year ago here at the Tour de la Provence. This is his second time racing in this French stage race. There's got to be full commitment now, and this is looking like it's going to go the way of our 2 leaders, because they've left it so late to try and bring things back to heel. Every now and then, Mohorič just eases off the pedals, eases off the gas. He's really starting to think about how can he beat Pedersen in this situation now. Things start to get themselves as they go through that narrow section. Through a sprint between this duo. 1.1 kilometers to go. We saw a 1 kilometer to go banner, but they certainly got further to go than that. Now it's 1,000 meters remaining. You can see how difficult this kind of road is over the speed bumps. It still continues to rise. They don't have too much time in hand to really mess around here, Mohorič and Pedersen. Down the speed, all of the speed out. We can just see the high cadence from Pedersen. He's going to try and force Mohorič to come through, but Mohorič, well, he's having none of it. He's quite happy to take the gamble, because he knows that Barati's behind, he knows that Fred Wright is behind, good sprinters. Kind of radioed through. Pedersen rightly hanging on to the right-hand side of the road, making it as easy as possible just to have to look over one side and one shoulder. Mohorič has got Pedersen pinned on the right-hand side of the road. Still, it's Pedersen on the front. He's the defending champion, and he's the winner of this stage 1 year ago. There, Pedersen starts to strike. Mohorič loses time. Mohorič sees the gap start to open up in front of him. Pedersen has daylight. Pedersen won here 1 year ago, and he's going to get his name painted on the road here once again in Monos. Mads Pedersen is back. He wins stage 2 of the Tour de la Provence.